Let's look at power chords. That's just when you play a root in a fifth. So if I'm on E, I'm going to just play the root in the fifth. That sounds pretty glorious. Root, fifth, and octave. Nice. And we're going to go from beginner to advanced here. Let's look at basic triads now. You should be able to play a major triad. 1, 3, 5. So that's G major. Okay. G minor. We take that third down. Let's play G diminished. 1, flat 3, flat 5. Let's play G augmented. 1, 3, sharp 5. Okay, so those are like classic triads across 3 strings. What about nice triad voicings from the E string? So a lot of people play tenths, which is where you take a third and you put that third up the octave. So if this is a C major triad, you would just play C and E. And it kind of gives you the sound and feeling of a major triad. Again, we take that third down a semitone and we have a minor triad type vibe. If you want to add the fifth, you can either do this, root 5, 3. So you play the fifth over there, the G there. Or for minor, again, same. You just play root third on the A string and then that there. I also like this. So now I'm playing the fifth with my index finger. And if I want to play minor, so that's some nice voicings for major and minor. Now I like to do little practice where I kind of play through my major scale in triads. Okay, so let's say we do this in A major. You're going to play A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, and then you have G sharp diminished. I like to play a kind of E major with a G sharp in the bass. But you can also play this, but then you need to change the voice. That's a nice diminished chord off of the E string. Let's look at that. We're going to play C, G flat, E flat. That's a pretty cool diminished chord voicing. So remember, for diminished, we had this voicing, root, flat 3, flat 5. This can also be quite a cool diminished sound, root, flat 3, double flat 7. And then to play off of the E string, root, flat 5, flat 3 at the top. So if you have a nice diminished voicing, 1, flat 5, flat 3, okay? Now we can move this in minor thirds. And it's a very cool sound. And you'll always be playing in that C diminished flavor because diminished is symmetrical. So let's say I did this starting on E and I played this voicing, 1, flat 3, double flat 7. Now I'm going to move it in minor thirds and look. It's a very cool sound. Bass guitar, exactly, yes, correct. Okay, diminished is fun because you get all of these symmetrical voicings. Move it in minor thirds, it always sounds good. So we've covered some basic triad stuff and off of the A string shapes and shapes off of the E string. Now let's look at 7th chords. So let's take B flat and let's play 3-note voicings. A nice voicing for B flat major 7. 1, 3, 7. And if you're going to do F major 7, 1, 3, 7. So try take that shape and move it around the bass. Okay? And now once you realize, oh, 1, 3, 7 is a nice voicing for a 7th chord, just like we did with the triads, let's play all of our triads in a key. So let's take D major and play it across one string. And take that voicing and move it to each chord. So D major 7, E minor 7, F sharp minor 7, G major 7, then A dominant 7, B minor 7. This is C sharp minor 7 flat 5, and then you're done. Okay, let's do it in C major. C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G dominant 7, A minor 7, B minor 7 flat 5, C major 7. So that would be nice 3-note major and minor 7 chord voicings. You can also do 3-note voicings off of the E string, and a classic voicing is this. If we do this in F, instead of playing 1, 3, 7, you're going to play 1, 7, 3. So F major 7, 1, 7, 3. F, E, A. So remember, F major 7, we're voicing 1, 7, 3. Okay. And now we take that, because we're going to say 1, 7, 3 from each chord tone in F. So F major, G minor 7, A minor 7, B flat major 7, C dominant 7, D minor 7. Now you have E minor 7 flat 5, and you're done. Okay, let's do it in another key. Let's do it in G. So remember, we're playing 1, 7, 3 from each note in our major scale. G major 7, A minor 7, B minor 7, C major 7, D dominant 7, E minor 7, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, and G major 7. Just take a look at this voicing for F sharp minor 7 flat 5, F sharp, and then you have your C, and then you have the flat 7 and flat 3. So it's not very easy to play that. I'm playing index, pinky, ring. Index, pinky, middle ring. Okay. So yeah, you want to be able to play your triads across the E's from the E string, triads from the A string, 7th chords from the A string, 7th chords from the E string, and play all chords in all keys. And once you get that really down, you can then start working on playing chord progressions, not just playing ascending the scale, like, you can start to say, if it went C major 7 to F major 7 to A minor 7 to D minor 7. Now I'm actually playing the song. And then you can change up if you want to play the root on the A string or the E string. You see? So now sometimes I'm playing the voicings on the A string, but with A minor 7 and the E minor 7, I might play the voicings off of the E string. And now you're making decisions not based on just what you learned and were able to do, but based on which chord sounds the best to you, which is the goal to me. The ultimate goal of practice is to make decisions based on what you want to hear, not based on what your fingers have done before. So that your decisions are based on music, not based on, well, this is all I know. We're going to get into some semi-intermediate towards advanced vibe stuff, if you want to call it that now. Let's say you're playing F Lydian now. So we're talking about modes. And we're talking about chords within modes. We're talking about making voicings from modes. Okay, so check it out. Let's say we're playing an F Lydian, and we're treating it like a key. This is what I love to practice and play with. So we have F Lydian, F played this way. Okay. Now look, inside of this, you can play your classic 1, 3, 7, or here. And one that does represent the 4 chord, and it does kind of represent Lydian. But now we can say, oh, can I see all of the notes in Lydian surrounding the root? Or can I just see the whole of Lydian across the bass? And if I can do that, I can pick out notes within the key. And this becomes really fun. So what I mean by that is this. Here we got F Lydian, backwards. And now look. I'm playing 1, 9, 7. I'm playing 1, sharp 11, 5. I'm playing 1, sharp 11, 9. So you see now 1, 9, 7. All of these voicings are coming from F Lydian. And what I can see inside the scale. I'm not so much thinking what intervals I'm kind of playing from the chord. I'm more thinking of, I just want to express Lydian with all these cool sounding intervals, okay? So I'm trying to play what I see within the key, and then I'm finding certain voicings that I love, and I'm trying to remember them because I feel like, whoa, that gives me the mood of Lydian the most. So all of these chords to me mean the same, like not the same thing, but it means I'm in Lydian right now. And then certain chord voicings like that gives me like the most Lydian vibe. And then what I like to do is once I decide on voicings I really love and I start to remember them, I might try play fills, bass fills with them. So if someone's playing on an F Lydian chord or F major 7 sharp 11, then as a bass fill, I know I could play because I know that that chord really spells out Lydian flavor nicely. So I hope this is not like too crazy for anyone. And you can do this with any mode. So you could take Dorian. Let's take G minor 7, but a Dorian sound. Okay. And again, I could look at what's inside of Dorian. I could learn to play it backwards and 3 note per string and across the whole bass. And again, I start to look what's available to me. Like all of these could represent G Dorian. And then when I'm playing a G Dorian type groove, I can use these to play fills, these chord voicings, because I understand how they reflect the mood of the chord. Now let's look at some specific ones that I've found that I really love. First of all, the 1, 2, 5. This is kind of like a sus chord, but instead of playing 1, 2, 5, you're going 1, 5, 2. You're just putting the second note up the octave. So kind of like add 9. It's like a power chord with a 9 at the top. Let's take this through a key. So now, D major, E. When you get to the F sharp, I would put that up. I would make it a minor third because the 3 chord has a flat 2. So we can't play that voicing there, but we can either go up to the minor third, or if you really want, get that crunchy note in there. But I just prefer that. So again, sus2, sus2, minor triad, sus2, sus2, sus2. Only in any major key, if you're using this sus2 type voicing thing that I just showed you, only chord 3 and chord 7 will this voicing not work. Every other chord you can play as a sus2, which I love. So again, check it out. I just play chord 1, chord 2, chord 4, chord 5, and chord 6, all with the same voicing. So again, if you're playing the key of D major, use this voicing so much, and I think that's awesome. And as bass fills, I love it. You can actually play all these voicings as fills, or play them as arpeggios and they become pretty out there fills. I really like that. Let's try another voicing. So that was 1, 2, 5. Let's try 1, 5, 7. So 1, we're in key D major, 1, 5, 7. Beautiful. Now we do that off of each chord tone. D major, 1, 5, flat 7. F sharp minor, G major, A dominant, B minor 7, C sharp minor 7, flat 5. So again, we're just playing the first, the fifth, and the seventh off of each note. And again, you can play these as fills or as little runs. I really love the sound. You can come up with some pretty cool stuff. Now imagine combining this with everything we've done. Then you're going to come up with some pretty crazy type bass lines and fills. That was 1, 5, 7. We've done 1, 5, 9. Let's do 1, 5, 6. I really like this. So we're playing the first, the fifth, and the sixth note off of each chord tone. And you can think of your modes when you do this so that you get it right. 1, 5, 6. This would be chord 1. This would be what you would play as a D major. This would be chord 2, the same voicing. So this is chord 1, chord 2, chord 3, chord 4, chord 5, chord 6, chord 7, and chord 1 again. So again, you're going to have 1, 5, 6, 1, 5, 6, 1, 5, flat 6, 1, 5, 6, 1, 5, 6, 1, 5, flat 6, 1, flat 5, flat 6. And again, this, to me, I love the sound. We play 7, 5, 6. So check it out. The 7th, the 5th, and the 6th. So that's going to be D major 7. Or chord 1. Chord 2 is like this. Woo! Chord 3 is like this. Chord 4 is like this. Chord 5 is like this. Chord 6 is like this. Chord 7 is like this. And we're done. So again, you're taking this voicing and you're moving it through the key. I like to use tapping to extend the chord. I'm not talking about like doing this. Not that kind of tapping. That's cool, but I'm talking more like if you play a minor 7 and you want to get the 11 in. You can kind of suggest it by tapping that 11. And that's a beautiful sound to me. Okay, so you could play a G minor 7 with an 11. And you can add in all those notes. You could suggest them by tapping. So yeah, I like to play a chord like, let's say, A minor 7. And then I like to add in the 9, or add in the 11, or the 6. So that's a cool maneuver. A minor 7, and you're adding in the chord, upper chord extension, 11, 9, 6, or 13. Now there I tap 2 notes. that's quite cool. You kind of suggest these triads or dyads. Okay. So that's a cool sound. Again, I could take another chord type. I could take this voicing. And I could create new sounds and new chord qualities by tapping. Or different note in the bass. Okay, so again, choose a chord type, D minor 7, and then choose which mode you're going to use, like Dorian, and then tap the notes in the mode up here. Okay, any chord this can work. I really love this sound. You play a minor 7 and you add the 9. That's such a cool sound. And again, in terms of playing bass lines and fills, you can use these chord shapes to do that. Okay,